Welcome to Highfield. We're about 1 mile away from Askham, and the development that you can see behind us is in pretty much about 50% done. What we've got on site are 9 units, 8 of them are barn conversions, and one of them, as you can see, is this big lovely farmhouse which is just going on the market for sale. The site is an active building site. Now, quite regularly you'll get to see them in CGI, which we will have produced, and you'll get to see them at the end when it's finished. But how often do you get to actually have a good explore around an active building site, especially one as standout as here? Now, as I say, there's 8 barn conversions. The one that you can see just here is about 3,000 square foot Dutch barn. It is absolutely stunning. And here is a CGI to give you an idea of how it will look. And then following on from that, there are 7 other barns, all completely different, all completely unique to themselves. It's such a great use of space. There is a selection of properties, and all of them we're really lucky to have fantastic views. So they range from 800 square foot 2-bedroom bungalow all the way through to a 3,000 square foot contemporary designed Dutch barn. And I've been doing this for quite a while. I have only ever sold one Dutch barn, and this, when you see the pictures, is absolutely amazing. Later on in this video, we'll give a bit of a slideshow just to give you an indication from a CGI perspective how this site is going to look. But I think one thing that's quite important is as we turn around, we've got these absolutely breathtaking views over towards the Pennine Fells. Now, today is really sunny but very hazy, so you can't quite see them. But I can just tell you that they are magnificent in every direction. If we turn around the site a little further, this is the road that 1 mile away leads to Askham. Askham is a fantastic village with a couple of pubs, a Michelin star restaurant, there's an outdoor pool, there's a village shop. It's got all of the ingredients that you could possibly need for rural yet not too rural living. Just down the road a little further, and I think if you can see in the background, we've got Penrith, literally just down the road. The next village down from here is Tirril, and then that leads through to Sockbridge, which leads through to Pooley Bridge, and the Lake District National Park, if I could lift myself up about 20 feet, would be quite visible in the background. So I think the whole reasoning behind me wanting to be able to show you this very early is it's unusual to get to see it at this process. All of these properties will be launched within the next couple of weeks. We're around about probably 6 months to a year and a bit for some of them to be able to get close to completion. But this site is flying up really well. Now, just to give you a bit of backstory, Stoneswood Developments, a great local company, just finished a site in Tirril, finished a site in Penruddock, finished a really exclusive build in the outskirts of Brampton. Now, their name denotes what they are known for. They love the design type with stone and wood. They use cedar boarding quite a lot. Just that gives a really kind of unctuous feel to the development. And especially when you're looking at barn conversions, where really what you're trying to do is create something different, something interesting, something unique. I think they have managed to personify this, and I'll give you little glimpses as we walk around the site. So this is an active building site. You're going to see plenty of guys that are going to be working and carrying on with their day-to-day. This video will keep updating just to give you a bit of a view on how things are progressing. But I'm going to turn the camera around and show you around just so you can get a better idea of how the site lays out. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And you know what? I'm excited to be able to show you something different. Nobody does this, but this is how a site is being developed while it's in the mid-flows, and the developer is very proud to be able to show the progress that they're making. Yeah, there'll be various CGIs, as I say, throughout the video, just so that you can get a better idea of how things lay out and what they're going to be completed like. I hope you like it. Okay, so as we were a moment ago, taking in those views in the distance. I mean, excuse the camera work, but I do want to zoom in to show you. Yeah, pretty spectacular. That heat seems to be disappearing a little bit, which is really nice. So, as we turn around, as I've said, this is an active building site, and as an active building site, there's obviously going to be rubble and other things here, there and everywhere, but I'll show you around as best I can, just to give you a bit of a taste of what's coming. So as I mentioned, this is Highfield House. This is a fantastic building, almost 3,000 square feet, farmhouse. It's for sale at the moment, so if you are interested in it, please do give us a call on 01768 881111. So as we come up to this Dutch barn, now I'll have shown you in this video a little earlier a kind of snapshot as to what this is going to be finished. But just imagine so much glass all the way through here and taking in those incredible views. And the other thing to mention is it comes with this entire paddock. So it's a fantastic build. There's going to be lots of use of cedar, lots of interesting other elements to be able to make this stand out. And as I said, I've done this for over 20 years. And in that time, I have never seen a Dutch barn developed. And I'm very excited about getting the chance to sell it. So as you can see, the concrete's gone in just to kind of start to get the floor levels. I think I can walk on this. Hopefully I don't fall down into a wet hole. But yeah, we've got obviously quite a significant pad. As you can see, it's 3,000 square feet. And to put that into perspective, most normal 3-bed houses are kind of 800 or 900 square foot, and this is 3,000. As you can imagine, with this huge arched roof, architecturally, there's a very contemporary design to make sure that this kind of stands out from anything else. Now, this won't be for everyone. This won't be everyone's taste. But the people that will love this will think this is the best thing that's ever existed. And to be fair with you, the more time I spend on site, the more I have fallen in love with it myself. So the use of steel, wood and glass to be able to give you that outlook on a daily basis is quite spectacular. So we're going to wander over, and I'm not going to show you all of the barn conversions. I'm just going to give you a bit of a glimpse and a bit of an idea of how the site lays out. And I'll keep reiterating this, but as it's an active building site, there's a lot going on. They're always a little bit muddy, and this will give you a better glimpse of how things lay out. So we've got, obviously in here is the first, and that'll be the doorway that leads into it, which would be quite lovely. And then this barn is about 2,000 square feet. It's quite a size. And as you can see, obviously we're in the bare bones of things. You've got 3 bedrooms on the ground floor here, a lovely ensuite and everything else, which is perfect. And as we go up the stairs, again, it's a bit full of bits and bobs, but obviously this is active. You've got all this exposed, elevated beamwork, loads of light. Now they reversed the accommodation on this because there'll be a little gangway that goes out to a garden area. You've got these great double doors which look out into the view. But again, this whole section here, including a double carport, is the garden space. So you're not limited to a tiny element of space. And if you want to have a great garden and manage it, this space is perfect. So as we walk through into the kitchen, you've got, again, doorways that look out onto the view. And we have them that look over the courtyard. And the courtyard area is going to be quite special. So we've got lots of exposed beamwork. This kitchen is going to be something to behold. And there is a great CGI shot on the list that we'll put together that will give you an indicator as to how this will finish up. And obviously this big open galleried section leading all the way up to the front of this property, to the kitchen of this property and the sitting room is absolutely stunning. Okay, so something to make mention of. We've got, and I'm coming all the way to the side here, 2 barns in this section. So this is plot number 1, that's plot number 2. Where that step is kind of a roundabout where the garden is for the other. So as you can see, it's significant in size. And this is the garden space, and there'll be a carport at the end for this property. So again, both huge gardens. Now, sometimes it's going to be important for people to have a large amount of garden space because they may be very keen gardeners. It might be something that they need to I don't know, have extra space for storage in other parts, but we do have other options. If you're looking for something with a slightly smaller garden space and a bit more manageable, maybe a lock up and leave or a second home, we can start off with our first bungalow option here. And I'm not going to show you the second, but I'll give you an idea of what it is. As we come in here, again, it's a very active building site, but I do think it's important to show you. We've got a 3-bedroom bungalow. It leads out onto a courtyard garden, but it has this huge vaulted ceiling area with these amazing restored steels. And once they're finished and painted, and it will give the most wonderful impression to anybody that was to walk into your property. So should you be considering looking at this for a second home, potentially a high-end holiday let, or even if you're looking for a downsize to be able to have a bungalow in a fantastic area, then this ticks so many boxes, including a wonderful courtyard at the back. That's not too much management, not too much maintenance. So I'm just going to step back to the back of the site here for a moment and look back. You can see the work that's gone into the roof. I mean, the roofers here have done a fantastic job. We've even managed to salvage these sections on the top just to give a little bit more depth to the build, instead of it being quite a boring flat design. Trying to retain as much of the character and as much of the intrigue is important to this developer, and very important to me too. As you can see, there's a bit of a spider's web of internal walls going on in here, but it is a work in progress. It's about 800 square feet, 2-bedroom bungalow, and it will be a fab finish when it's done. So this is one of my favourites, but we're not as far on with this. So this is the entire build. It's got a lovely garden space around it, and it's got an internal courtyard, which you'll see from the CGI, will give you a proper indicator as to how things come together. But it's got a lot of space. We've got nice exposed beams and some lovely stonework, which is going to be revealed in certain areas. As we come into this area, which is particularly one of my favourites, we've got these massive roof voids all the way through. And once this is finished, the exposed elements in here will look quite amazing. And I know this is a bit sad, but just this one-turn timber to be able to give a corner, which is, I don't know, it's just a bit standout. It's a bit different, and different is good. And we can find that throughout many parts of this development. So you've got a lot of beamwork. Obviously, the roof is going to be finished to the same lovely standard that the rest has been. And then this will start to unravel very quickly over the months to come. A nice private courtyard to the back. There's a good garden to the side, plenty of parking, but there's going to be a huge amount of glass all the way across this front elevation. So the glass, coupled with, and you can see it, I'll just zoom in, those wonderful views over towards the Pennines will be absolutely amazing. Big bedrooms, plenty of space. It will work incredibly well. So then we come on to the last two on the development. It's a pair of semis, and they are 2 bedrooms, but they're not just 2 bedrooms. They are absolutely huge. Unfortunately, I can't take you upstairs. As you can see, there's no stairs here at the moment, but upstairs we've got this vast master bedroom suite. We've got a big open galleried landing, which is beautiful. It's almost a fantastic place to have a study. Big family bathroom. And then downstairs, we've got a utility room and this, that, and the other. Quite hard to see, but I'm just giving you a bit of a snapshot. And then this has got an ensuite, could be the master bedroom on a ground floor. So upstairs could be perfect as a guest space. But you have got an absolutely vast garden. So what I'm also going to do is pop back in, give you another view from another different direction. So here we go. This is an open plan kitchen sitting room. I mean, you see the size of the room. The room is absolutely huge. To the side here, we've got a nice open aspect which looks over towards the Pennine Fells. And as you can see, the developer has designed it so that there are views from each angle. And then the crowning moment of this, you've got this huge bifolded section which will come out from the back of your kitchen sitting area that looks out onto, I would say, not an insignificant garden space. It's an absolute whopper, When you look down, you are all the way down to this stone wall. I'm going to walk down the plot a little bit, just to give you a better aspect and a better rear view back. It's it's a massive, massive garden, but you've got two properties, so you've got a neighbour, and then when we look back, you can see that these openings, this is one side as a semi, and that's the other, and you've got fantastic, fantastic views over your own gardens, view protected, over towards the Pennine Fells in all directions. So this covers the site. I mean, as I said, this is something that hasn't really been done much before. We're giving you a bit of a chance to have a walk around, get an understanding of how this site develops out. You've got a really amazing location, and I cannot express to you until you get here how amazing the location is. You can see by the finish of everything that it's done to an incredible standard, and that's to be expected by these developers. There is so much space, it isn't confined, it's so well thought out, and your views are outrageous. So there's going to be a lot more information coming about this soon, but hopefully you've enjoyed this little snapshot of what is being created by Stoneswood Developments near Askham. What an amazing development.